On August 5th, Scott alleged that TPUSA featured speaker and paid influencer Benny Johnson. You ready? Oh my God, dude. Benny Johnson takes the guys in the rooms during TPUSA events while his wife waits for him to finish. No fucking way, bro. Dude, there's allegations of Benny Johnson carousing with the boys. I mean, dude, that's the most believable thing I've ever heard about Benny Johnson. Dude, look at this post, dude. This thing is crazy. I had not seen this until today. It says, after you look into the turning point rabbit hole, you will never be the same again. All right. Do you remember that cat fight that I made a video about? It was this one with the 4 ladies. Maga girl bra. So one of the things that came up with that was Morgan Ariel called out Emily about getting fingered in a lobby of a TPUSA event, the lobby of a hotel, and there were like children present. Well, apparently this scandal is like, there's some shit going on with TPUSA. I think some dirt might, like, there might be a story to break here that could potentially thwart some of TPUSA's momentum. It says, breaking, new alleged TPUSA scandal. I've written before about the frat boy culture, the sexualized frat boy party culture at Turning Point. Now, we know this is true. They are focused heavily on frat boys, white guys, white college dudes, Andrew Tate stands, right? I mean, you saw it. All the TikTok content with the frat boys doing the dance and wearing the hats. And part of it is this whole return to, like, men can do whatever they want without consequences, which is very appealing to these spoiled brat white college kids that are, filling these fraternities and shit. And this person says, I've written before about the frat boy party culture at Turning Point, along with the alleged cover-up by Turning Point Action Chief Operating Officer Tyler Boyer of an employee essay. Okay, on August 5th, 2025, former Turning Point USA employee Morgan Ariel accused Emily Wilson from Emily Saves America. You got fingered in the middle of a hotel lobby at a TPUSA event while everybody watched, and there were families around. You brag about having sex with married MAGA dads and doing drugs. You have been completely ran through by both single and married men in the right wing. You call young virgins losers and encourage them to have premarital sex, and you're pro-abortion. You're a disgusting feminist whore with a Jezebel spirit, her words, not mine, who use filters in all her videos and lives in rebellion to God while grifting off the conservative movement and simultaneously trashes women who desire to live God-honoring lifestyles because their engagement rings didn't cost enough or their lifestyles aren't flashy enough. As of the writing of this article, the post has been viewed over 1.2 million times. Dude, that was a mouthful. Ariel went on to say in another video post, why is TPUSA like this? Charlie Kirk, why do you platform and promote degenerate feminist whores who have sex in the lobbies of your events with teenagers around while blacklisting conservative Christians from your events? And TPUSA props up the most detestable, vile human beings who uphold no conservative value.
I will never understand for the life of me why TPUSA props up the most detestable, vile human beings who uphold no conservative values. I'm never going to understand it.
So this is a little bit scandalous. These people are conservative influencers. They're all part of Charlie Kirk's whole pious, religious life of Christ identity. But the young people that are part of his movement are degenerate fucking partiers. Like degenerates. James D. posted an alleged photo of the incident with a woman who appears to match the physical description of Emily and a man he described as Urban Meyer with his hands in close proximity to the woman. Some have made assertions that there's video evidence of the incident, Though requests to provide the video have not been returned, photo confirmation has not been obtained at this time. So this is the photo, which is like, is this Emily? And this is Urban Meyer. And apparently he's got his hands like doing some business there in this lobby. Dude, this is crazy, bro. Right? Dude, the dirty birds. Watching these faux right-wing influencers unravel with such vindication, half of them are nothing more than OF rejects cosplaying as political voices and monetizing from it, while sleeping with married and unmarried men at TPUSA events, pushing pro-abortion takes, parading their hyper-sexualized, godless lifestyles as if that's what conservatism is now. They're hypocrites and they're poison. They're letting the left's depraved culture bleed into the GOP. Dude, that's wild. Rebranding it as edgy and big tent while mocking and attacking the very Christian and pro-life values that built this movement. Jesus, who is this person? What a fucking weirdo, right? They don't stand for anything but attention, and we need to call them what they are, wolves in red hats. So there's like a rift going on in here that's starting to form with these guys. I had no idea Charlie Kirk was running freak-offs at these TPUSA events. Dude, these people are so strange. At this rate, if you have a family, you should be staying away from TPUSA events. They platform porn stars and very clearly don't have any regard for the stuff families are exposed to at these conservative events. Now, I guess this is one of the pitfalls, right? Of like Charlie Kirk trying to sell his little Jesus whatever shtick to like frat boys. As somebody who is in a fraternity at UCLA, can I just say that most of the fraternity culture is not living any like Christian pious, you know what I mean? Nobody's living in that realm. There's a lot of predatory behavior that is much more in the Trumpian Pete Hegseth kind of fucking category. Yeah, filthy is a good way of putting it. And it says a pattern of allegations of immoral sexual behavior at TPUSA events. This is not the first time allegations of immoral sexual behavior at TPUSA events and parties have been made. A Washington Examiner opinion article in 2018 titled Turning Point USA Struggles with Allegations of Student Sexual Assault, Harassment Allegations. By all accounts, the 2017 Student Action Summit hosted last December by conservative college organization TPUSA was boisterous. During the day, more than 1,200 high school and college kids listened to speeches by big names like Ben Shapiro, Donald Trump Jr., and Tommy Lauren. By night, some of those same students got blackout drunk. Witnesses describe a scene reminiscent of Animal House. Kids weren't just drinking in their hotel rooms. They say some wandered drunk through the lobby. Students weren't just roughhousing by the hotel pool. They say some were wasted in the water. And while many of the young conservatives proved a temperate bunch, the vomit in the bushes served as a visceral testament to the appetites of the rest. On August 5th, Scott alleged that TPUSA featured speaker and paid influencer 𝗫🐑 Johnson, you ready? Oh my God, dude. 𝗫🐑 Johnson takes the guys in the rooms during TPUSA events while his wife waits for him to finish. No fucking way, bro. Dude, there's allegations of 𝗫🐑 Johnson carousing with the boys. Dude, this is crazy. I mean, dude, that's the most believable thing I've ever heard about 𝗫🐑 Johnson. Okay, 𝗫🐑 Johnson takes guys in the rooms during TPUSA events while his wife waits for him to finish. Sometimes she joins the action. Here is one of his makeout encounters. A screenshot of a post from Saeed Jones is shown saying, I made out with 𝗫🐑 Johnson in an empty dressing room at a BuzzFeed holiday party in 2013. It haunts me to this day. Anyway, it's funny that he's done literally everything but come out of the closet. Dude, I mean, dude, I know that 𝗫🐑 Johnson is as gay can be, bro. There's no doubt in my mind that 𝗫🐑 is like as non-straight as possible. Okay, like that guy absolutely swings. So this person, though, Saeed Jones, says, Benny and I went into a dressing room and started kissing. Would have gone further, but he said something cringe enough to snap me back to my senses. I rolled my eyes and left. And anyway, I'm definitely not the only guy Benny Johnson is made out with. I've heard him and his wife are swingers. She's pregnant with their 4th child now, which LOL. Anyway, when I warn y'all about sleeper agents, I'm speaking from experience. Demons walk among us. On August 7th, 2025, Milo posted, got fucked over a balcony by a stranger at a TPUSA party, among other things, allegedly, of course. Jesus. Evan Kilgore. Now, I saw Evan Kilgore. I saw his posts around the Emily time. He was basically corroborating a lot of what Morgan Ariel said, because for those of you who aren't familiar with Morgan Ariel, she used to be a raver girl, okay? And then she became like a born-again Christian, and that Christianity became her identity, and she worked for TPUSA, but she was in conflict with that whole frat boy, youth influencer culture vibe, and so she got pushed out because she was too, like, finger waggy and scoldy and too like judgmental of the behavior inside the organization. And so she became like disgruntled that the conservative Christian organization is not really conservative Christian. That is more like wild sexual antics and like just pretending to be conservative Christian in order to sell that brand of political power. Okay? Because you know, those people are all fucking hypocrites, right? Like most of those super conservative Christian guys in government are gay, okay? You know what I mean? I think many of them, many of the most conservative, hardcore MAGA government people, Lindsey Graham, Jim Jordan, Tom Cotton, I think all of those guys are gay, okay? They're all gay. I wouldn't be surprised if Tim Burchett was gay. Like many of these guys are just closeted gays that are leading the sort of anti-gay morality train because that's where they make their money and that's their political power that's all fused together by like racism and misogyny. But like many of those guys are gay, dude. Many. Like many. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.